Hey guys, another video. This video is from How Money Works. That's the channel, and the title is Why Corporate America is Obsessed with Company Culture. Interesting. Let's see.
Corporate America has become obsessed with company culture, but those Friday afternoon drinks and team building days are papering over a terrible trend which is making your workplace miserable and stalling your career.
I really mean the entire Apple team. I can go out in a retail store and the retail teams.
Together, we can finally put people at the center of our technology.
Operating in a clean, fast-paced, friendly environment. A team full of people just like you.
Company culture is one of the biggest trends in corporate management. Small companies with as few as 20 employees are hiring culture managers whose full-time job is to promote a collaborative and positive work environment. These are full-time employees that, from a bottom-line business perspective, do nothing but make the other 19 employees more engaged with their work.
Culture is what keeps people around.
According to a survey of job seekers and hiring managers conducted by Robert Half, a workforce analytics firm, 91% of managers said that a candidate's fit with the organizational culture was more important than their skills and experience. Hilariously, a PwC survey on company culture found that 69% of companies believed that their culture gave them a competitive edge. Presumably, the other 31% of companies realized that an office didn't need a ping pong table and kombucha on tap to be a nice place to work. Managing corporate culture is expensive. Corporate culture managers are earning an average salary package of $110,000 a year according to Glassdoor. Direct salary...
Wait. Okay. I don't really know where we were going with this video, but that's a red flag to me. Like, if the culture manager is getting paid that much, it means he's bringing in revenue that justifies the expense, which is his wages, right?
Expenses also don't capture the additional costs of running culture events and the lost man hours in the name of team building. It's a big investment and one that is not paying off. Most workers report only engaging in workplace team activities because they felt they had to. They said that they would rather spend their hours at work, focus on their job tasks, and after-work hours with family and friends or catching up on personal errands.
Yeah.
None of us at work like it when some person in HR comes and says, "Hey guys, we're doing this fun activity from X time to X time, and you had no say in the matter, but you have to go." And I think we can all agree that this is terrible.
Even when activities were fun.
Okay. I'll come to the. I'll be the contrarian voice on this. I feel like those culture events actually do help with like the environments like you're working in, right? I think actually if it's something where you have to like work as a team, I think those things do build cohesion. So instead of the person you like pass by at work every day and you guys don't really talk about, they're just doing their jobs, like maybe when you guys have played like volleyball together and things like that, it makes things like run more smoothly and reduces friction and discontent in the workplace. So it makes me, as I'm saying as fan boss, it makes me as the employer, it makes my job more easier, seeing everybody doing their job with a smile and everything, because I see you guys are happy to make me money. Keep it up, guys. Free pizza next week.
Funded by the company, most workers said that they did not enjoy what they called corporate prescribed mandatory fun. An article in the Harvard Business Review found that these types of business environments were one of the main reasons that top-performing employees left the business. So, why the company still obsessed with their culture if it's so expensive to maintain and only makes employees want to quit? Well, there are actually 4 reasons, and each one is worse than the last. The first reason is that companies don't want to create a company culture. They want to create a company cult. Management at large companies has discovered that they can build an undue level of control over their employees if they control their thinking and behavior in the workplace. Senior management will push the narrative that the company stands for something greater than generating an acceptable rate of return to its shareholders.
But that's exactly what it is. It's a business of people serving people. And it was, is, and always will be about the culture of the company.
Startups are prone to do
Sorry, 1 second.
this with overly
Yeah, I'm back. Thanks for waiting.
enthusiastic founders that think they are going to change the world. But the Harvard Business Review found again that cult-like behaviors were most common in the largest companies. Apple, Tesla, Nordstrom, and Harley-Davidson were the examples their report.
Okay, that was I can't personally relate to like what's going on in the company that's working like a corporate environments like this. So yeah, that definitely sounds like some shady thing. A business is there to make money. Like there's a difference between trying to like build cohesiveness and teamwork among your members and pretty much trying to exploit them by saying we work as a family. So because we're a family, I don't have to pay you that much. And because we're a family, you can work a little bit longer. And you know, I have a little bit more information than I really need to know about you. Yeah, if that's where this is going, that's shady, man.
Or gave. Ritualistic behavior is a common characteristic of cults and companies that take their culture too far.
We have a lot of companies that really brag about their culture. It's on their website. There's even one company in town, I won't mention their name, but will pay their employees $2,000 if they tattoo sort of the company culture on their bodies. Not a joke.
That's definitely cult-like behavior. Yep. Yeah, that's a cult. That's a cult. That's basically branding, like, you are mine now. Welcome to the family. I get back there and make me some more money, bro.
$2,000.
It is still mandatory for Walmart employees to recite the company cheer once a day in all of their stores around the country.
Okay. This is a problem. This is a problem. Okay. It's one thing to get along with the people you work with. It's another thing to do this. This is insane. This is insane.
According to the company, Sam Walton, the company's founder, toured a Korean tennis ball factory in 1975 that started every day with a company chant. Walton, who was obsessed with Asian business,
No, people want to go to work and, you know, maybe not have to hate the people you are working with. That's a pretty good bonus, and actually like enjoying the work you do, or at least not actively disliking every moment that you are at the job. That's one thing, and the company can do things to foster that environment. That's what I thought of when they say like a company culture. But this is a company, like almost building a company cult where, oh, we have to do this, and you know, is take your employee to tennis day, that kind of thing. And this is too much. I don't want to have to attend your wedding or the wedding of everybody I work with. But you know, if we have that kind of relationship and like we hang out outside of work, that's a different thing. But like, you have to.
business culture liked the idea so much that he made it mandatory in all of his stores. One thing that attracted Walton to businesses in the East was the utter devotion that employees have for their company and its founders. Employees routinely put in twice their salaried hours.
No, it's not devotion. I've had some of the like the way they work in like conditions in a lot of like Eastern countries. It's terrible. Like the boss pretty much has all the say. The even like the job application process, like they look at the way you sit, the way like you have to like hand things and like bow and but it's like that's so tyrannical. Like, you know, you are being employed to perform a task for a service. You are a professional in your own right. You know, you should be able to stand on business and take care of things competently, and they're paying you for your time. And if they're not paying you enough, or you are not performing well enough, then they could ask you to leave, or you could ask to leave and find a better opportunity that best suits you, better. That's how it should be. It's a business. They are making money, and they are paying you for your time and for your service. You don't owe them like eternal allegiance for that.
Hours to impress rigid corporate leadership, a trend that business owners back in America were keen to replicate. Sam Walton's daily chant may be a cup full of concentrated cringe, but other companies take it a step further by employing another tactic of cults: language control. When employees start working at Disney theme parks, they are given a language guide.
This is going to sound a little nuts, but the fastest way to potentially make semi-passive income from Airbnb is to never buy real estate. We never have, and Airbnb's paid us over.
When you get a job with the Walt Disney Company, it's not just getting a job. It's like entering a new community.
I would have already been fired because there are no employees at Disney parks. There are only cast members, and there are no customers, only guests. And employees are not at work. They are on stage.
That feels like a long roundabout way of saying I'm not going to pay you as much as I should. It's kind of like being an independent contractor. It's like, he's an independent contractor, but some jobs put you in a position where you're an independent contractor, but you can't really do anything else but their job. So you're basically like a full-time employee, but they don't have to pay you full-time employee benefits and those kind of things. So you're an independent contractor. I call it BS.
Employees are reprimanded from going off script. Disney knows that controlling the language their employees use will get them to put in extra effort around their parks. Disney is not alone. Google employees call themselves Googlers, unless they have just joined, and then they are Nooglers. Amazon employees are Amazonians, and Facebook employees are Metamates. It sounds harmless, and some people might even call it good management.
It sounds cringy. It sounds cringy. This is not like a sorority group or like what they call those things, a fraternity. It's a job. You are a professional being hired to do a job, right? We are not meta mates with colleagues. What's going on in the world?
But it's still mental conditioning with an objective. What's even scarier is that it works. I'm sure that you can think of a lot of jargon terms and acronyms unique to your company. Language and rituals are a big part of any culture, but in corporatism, their aim is to get employees to think of the company and their job as something bigger than.
Anyway, they got these people dancing around in a circle at work. Like, if they had a party at work, right, and people wanted to, like, break it down and pop in, lock in, and other kind of thing, that's wonderful. That's a beauty to see. But if every morning we are assembled and we are doing our team spirit thingy, and we have to jump around in a circle to help ourselves up for this activity as a matter of like it's mandatory, then that's BS.
Just a place they go to do tasks to earn money.
For folks who want to be part of something bigger than themselves.
A workforce that thinks their company is more important than the compensation that it provides will accept lower salaries and remain more loyal than they would to a company that doesn't pull the same tricks. Google's corporate culture is legendary for free salad bars and encouraging creativity, but that's only in place to get Googlers to stay in the office longer and share their best ideas with a trillion-dollar company. Goldman Sachs' culture is to be home of the smartest, hardest working people that want to get paid more than everyone else for being better than everyone else. But that culture lets them work their new analysts 80 hours a week a month straight because they know the culture they were signing up for. If corporate culture is starting to sound less like an annoying business buzzword and more like a horrifying trend, that was only the first reason of 4.
Oh my god.
So it's time to learn how money works to find out why corporate America has become obsessed with company culture. This week's lesson was sponsored by Incogni. Unbeknownst to you, it is highly likely that your personal data is being traded on the internet without your knowledge or consent. Alarmingly, in 2021, privacy breaches experienced a 68% increase compared to the previous year. On a positive note, you have the right to safeguard your privacy by asking data brokers to delete any information they possess about you. However, the downside is that accomplishing this manually can take years. When they possess your personal information, data brokers expose you to the danger of their database being hacked, thus jeopardizing your privacy. Thankfully, Incogni is at your service. Incogni liaises with the data brokers for you, demanding a removal of your personal data and addressing any objections they may have. The process is incredibly straightforward. Simply create an account, identify whose data needs to be removed, authorize Incogni to act on your behalf, and they will contact data brokers to request the removal of your personal data. It's as simple as that. Entrust Incogni with the task of safeguarding your privacy and enjoy peace of mind knowing that your personal information isn't circulating on the web. The icing on the cake is that Incogni offers a risk-free 30-day trial, allowing you to test the service and receive a full refund if it doesn't meet your expectations. Sign up for Incogni at incogni.com/money. The first 100 people to use code MONEY with this link will get 60% off Incogni. The second reason that companies have become so obsessed with their culture is because pushback over workplace issues has become a lot more serious. Offices have become a lot more diverse and inclusive, and public opinion has shifted to support groups that previously would have been marginalized. This is positive progress, but it's not without challenges. When everybody in an office has a similar background, it's easier to avoid faux pas that will get the company in trouble. In a modern office, what is just a joke to one person will be an attack to another person.
Really uncomfortable, man. Whoa, Kayla, slow down, Speedy. I can't wait to see us in my bedroom later.
And if you got time, why don't you swing by my bedroom, huh? We'll see whose you can get done first.
Mine's bigger.
Stop.
Mine's bigger.
You boys are gonna stretch me thin.
Okay, what the f? This is literally sexual harassment, okay? Like, how are you okay with this, Kayla?
I'm remodeling Rob's bedroom later. When I'm not here, I run a small interior design company.
The court of public opinion is very unkind to companies no matter how they handle these situations. Having a strong cultural framework in place can help reduce the chances of these events happening. Stopping bad PR and getting the most work out of the widest possible pool of talent is all the companies really care about, but that sounds too dehumanizing, so they brand it as corporate culture and everybody is happy. A company that makes a big deal about its corporate culture can also use it as a defense when problems do eventually occur. Any corporate...
I used to work on Amazon. They did give us some shoes from Zappos. So I like how they put them side by side. Like, just like, steel-toed boots, you kind of need them on the job, but they give us sticks for free. Company culture right there. But I don't think that was a bad move. Or maybe
Apology is bound to include a line about how the company takes workplace culture very seriously, and it holds its people to the highest standards of whatever. This isn't a bad thing. A workplace should be somewhere everybody feels comfortable, even if it's a little more rigid than the 1950s-style Mad Men ad firm. But don't be fooled into thinking it's been done for the right reasons. A culture is only good as how much extra profit it can make for a company every year. The third reason that companies have become so obsessed with corporate culture is because everybody else is doing it, and they've all convinced each other it's important. Corporate culture has been a concept in business management since the 1970s, but it has only become a buzzword in the last 10 years. The obsession with company culture began when company leaders saw the success of tech startups, and they had a very different way of doing business, but were becoming the most valuable businesses in the world. The push for positive company culture really became about chasing what worked for others. The objective of creating the best possible working environment got lost to following trends and fads that were implemented poorly.
And now the new thing in Silicon Valley is they use this a lot, which is I like to hire people that I want to go have a beer with. It's like, well, that's a really stupid reason to hire.
Office cubicles were once the definition of a depressing work environment, but now they look like heaven. Anybody that has worked...
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
In a culture-centric, collaboration-focused, open-plan office knows that it really means that you'll be working shoulder to shoulder with your coworkers on a small desk barely big enough for all of your stuff.
This is where I work. My desk is incredibly close to my poor neighbors. I always have to wear headphones to concentrate, and nobody ever talks.
The old office cubicles were better for workers, but moving to the conveniently cheaper option of cramming more staff into the same square footage can be justified by management with a focus on promoting company culture.
Open offices are about saving money.
The extra space is used for rec rooms that look great on the company's career landing page, but workers will get into trouble for using if they don't meet their performance objectives. In the age of culture obsession, a team isn't a group of overworked people who drink heavily to cope with stress. They just work hard, play hard. The employees share blame in this obsession as well. One of the most frequently recommended interview questions for applicants is to ask about company culture. 91% of hiring managers rank a good cultural fit over the applicant with the best skills, so this is good advice. But the interviewers then need a good answer. If they said that they are a boring company that sets reasonable expectation for their workers and realizes that their accounting department is not a fast-paced and dynamic environment, it would put off a lot of LinkedIn enthusiasts. The best strategy for both
the accountant, I don't want the accounting department to be enthusiastic and be thinking outside the box. No.
Both workers and employers is to play along with the game and pretend they care. Company culture can be good for everybody, but not if it goes too far, and it can actually hurt company and career success in 3 ways. The first problem is that it can recreate an environment where everybody is the same, even if individualism is what it was trying to promote. Sometimes good ideas are had when not everybody feels 100% comfortable, and if everybody is too in line with the homogenous culture, there won't be anybody to challenge bad ideas. Companies with strong cultures can also isolate new employees and make them feel very awkward. I am sure you have all talked to someone that was just a little bit too into their company.
And just love my job.
Now imagine working with a whole team of them. It is also a lot of pressure. Most of the stuff you do at your job does not matter. If you file a report late or enter some date wrong, it won't be the end of the world. But if you and all of the people you work with believe that the company is more important than just something that pays your bills, then every little mistake becomes the end of the world. This is terrible for the mental health of employees, but it's also terrible for the company because it disincentivizes free thinking and controlled risk-taking.
First thing I do is ask for it. I'm just calling you out, corporate America, you.
The fourth reason that companies have become obsessed with corporate culture is because it's one of the last options they have to motivate staff that just don't care about the 40-year careers anymore. To find out why, go and watch my video on how careers have changed forever. A special thanks again to Incogni for making it possible for everybody to keep on learning how money works.
You know, my value is if I had a company, it'd be like, get this shit done, and I don't care what you do in the meantime, just like, you know, don't be a dick. That's it. That's all your company values need to.
That works.
Question: would you build a website?
I didn't build a website, but I'm like, yeah, that was a great video. I did enjoy it. Company culture. Yeah, there's some weird stuff out there. Anyway, that's been the video, guys. Have a good day. A good rest of your day. Doses.